Hey, let's do my everyday makeup today. First up, skincare, because if the base isn't right, the makeup will betray you. I just used this pore face mask. It's for tightening and cleaning out pores. And honestly, it's the best. But before the mask, I washed my face using rice water face wash. Rice water brightens, smooths, and gives my skin that soft, glowy main character filter. Before sleeping, I use Anua cleansing oil. It melts away makeup, sunscreen, and my questionable life choices. Then I use Anua rice toner, super hydrating, calming, and makes my skin feel like a marshmallow. Next, Centella serum, my skin's calm down button. Then my Forever Love, my favorite eye cream, worth every penny and every year I've used it. Then Rice Ceramide face cream, smooths everything out. And finally, Cosrx sunscreen. This is my 7th one, so yeah, we're basically married. Now my face is glowing like I just stepped out of a magazine ad. Okay, here's where the fun begins. I start with Huda Beauty Concealer to shape my brows so they look neat and intentional. Not like they just showed up uninvited. This video is a little time capsule just for me. I want to remember exactly what my favorite products were, the exact look I loved, and even the way I used to talk about makeup and skincare. Years from now, I'll see how much my routine has changed. Maybe I'll have new favorites. Maybe I'll look back and think, wow, I can't believe I loved that product so much. I also want to see how I did my makeup in this exact chapter of life, what colors I liked, how I applied them, and the little mistakes I didn't even care about because I was having fun. And most importantly, I want to remember that makeup is just one part of me. It's not who I am, but it's something that gives me joy, creativity, and confidence. Then I take my broken eyeshadow palette, yes, broken but still loved, and use it for my brows. I use a black shade to fill my brows. I know it's technically for eyeshadow, but if it works, it works. We call this resourcefulness. For my eyelids, I grab Fenty Contour and use it as an eyeshadow base. It gives this soft, shadowy depth that makes the glitter I'm about to add pop even more. Then comes my favorite, Japanese brown glitter eyeshadow. So it adds sparkle without looking like I dumped craft supplies on my face. I love glitter, and this one isn't too chunky. Eyeliner is next. I start with a wing on the top lash line to lift my eyes. I don't go too dramatic, but enough to give my eyes that pulled back look. Then I add underliner right below my bottom lashes to make my eyes look bigger. Instant anime effect. All this is happening while I'm looking into my tiny mirror. It's small, cute, and somehow makes me take my makeup way more seriously. Now for foundation. This is where I have a little backstory. I actually own two. One I bought in Utah and they gave me the wrong shade, way too light for me. And one I bought in California and they got it exactly right. The Utah one makes me look like I'm auditioning for a Victorian ghost movie. The California one makes me look like myself, so I mix them depending on my mood. I start with a small brush to apply foundation. The brush is perfect for precision. I can get into tricky spots like around my nose, under my brows, and along my jawline without missing a single patch of skin. I like to work in light strokes so I can slowly build coverage instead of slapping it on all at once. The brush also keeps my hands clean, which is important because once my nails are done, I'm not touching anything sticky. Then I switch to my makeup sponge, my secret weapon for that flawless, airbrushed finish. I always dampen it first because a dry sponge just drags product around. A damp sponge bounces the foundation into my skin, pressing it in so it doesn't just sit on top. I like to go over my whole face with it, even where I already used the brush, because it smooths out every streak and line. Around my hairline, I roll the sponge gently so there's no harsh foundation edge. And under my eyes, I use the pointy end to blend in every little corner. After I've applied my foundation, I go in for my version of color correcting, and no, it's not a fancy corrector. I actually use a light orange eyeshadow as a makeup corrector. Yep, straight from my palette. Why orange? Because orange cancels out the blue and purple tones under the eyes. It's like a tiny, magic eraser for dark circles. I lightly tap it just where I have shadows, not all over, because I don't want to look like I'm doing pumpkin-themed makeup. Then I go over that with either concealer or a touch more foundation to blend it in. Once it's all smoothed out, my under eyes look brighter and way more awake, even if I'm running on 4 hours of sleep. Now pause, look in the mirror. Yes, this is the moment. The under eyes look brighter. All right, corrector magic done. Time to move on to contour. I take my Fenty contour stick and start mapping my face like I'm creating a treasure map. Cheekbones first, I place the contour slightly above, where my natural shadow is so it lifts my face instead of dragging it down. Then my jawline, a nice clean line to make it look sharp and defined. I even run a little under my chin because, let's be real, sometimes I wake up with pillow face and this fixes it in seconds. For my nose, I draw 2 thin lines from the bridge down to the tip. Then a tiny curve right across the tip to make it look shorter and more button-like. It's subtle but makes a big difference. I blend my contour with a dense brush for control. Small circular motions to soften the edges. Blush is where I have the most fun. I start with the Chanel lip palette in red. Yes, lipstick as blush. I dab it on my cheeks with my fingers first so I can control the amount. Then blend it out with my sponge for a natural flush. Lipstick blush gives this dewy, fresh look that makes it seem like you're glowing from within. Then I layer Dior blush on top. This is my Set It in Place blush. Powder blush over cream blush lasts longer, and the Dior one adds a soft, airbrushed finish. I place it high on my cheeks and sweep it slightly across my nose bridge for that cute, sun-kissed effect. Sometimes I even dab a little blush onto my temples. It connects the color across my face and makes everything look cohesive. It's like a soft wash of warmth that ties the whole look together. Now we're moving into lips, and honestly, this part makes or breaks the whole look. I start with side lip liner, and yes, it's still unsharpened, still slightly stabby. But I love it too much to let go. It's like a toxic relationship. It hurts me. But I can't leave it because the shade is perfect. I lightly line the outer edges of my lips, overlining just a little bit to give that fuller pout effect. The liner drags, but we suffer for beauty, right? Then I dab on a bit of Chanel lip palette, just a touch for a soft, blended base color. It warms up my lips without being too heavy. After that, I go in with my absolute holy grail, Huda. Beauty lip gloss. This gloss is the definition of perfection. Shiny but not sticky. Smooth but not too thin. The second I put it on, my lips look plump, hydrated, and ready for a close-up. I pick up the powder with my sponge and pack it under my eyes. I let it sit for a couple of minutes, baking, while it's sitting. I always feel like I'm in the middle of some secret beauty ritual. Like my face is being seasoned before the big reveal. After a bit, I dust it off and blend the powder across my T-zone and chin to control shine. This step makes such a difference. My face goes from slightly dewy to perfectly balanced. After powder, it's detail time. I grab my white eyeshadow and use it to sharpen the edges of my eyeliner. This trick makes my wings look crisp, sharp, and intentional, not like I was fighting with my liner pen this morning. I also dab a little bit of the white shadow, right on the tip and bridge of my nose for a soft highlight. It catches the light perfectly without being too harsh. And then comes my favorite, flower nose glitter. This is where I stop pretending I'm subtle. I dust glitter on my cheeks, the bridge of my nose, and my eyelids. If you know me, you know I love sparkle, and in my world, there's no such thing as too much glitter. A little shimmer makes me feel magical, like I'm glowing from the inside out. Next is mascara, and yes, it's the one I picked up from Walmart. Don't underestimate it, this thing works. It lengthens, curls, and thickens my lashes all at once. I carefully coat my top lashes first, wiggling the wand from root to tip so they don't clump. Then I swipe my bottom lashes too. This makes my eyes look big, open, and doll-like. And now, the final step, Charlotte Tilbury. Setting spray, the holy grail of makeup insurance. I hold the bottle like it's a magic wand and spray generously, letting the fine mist fall over my face like a veil. With this final spray, everything blends together perfectly, and my whole look comes alive. Result. And my makeup is finally done. Hey there. If you're watching this, I hope you're taking a moment to reflect on the journey you've been on. Life is full of little transitions, and it's those small, everyday rituals that add a sprinkle of magic to our routines. Remember the fun and creativity that made each day special? Cherish those moments because they shape who you are. Now, let's talk about makeup. It's important to remember that makeup is a tool for confidence, not a measure of your worth. You don't need it to feel beautiful because you already are. If you ever find yourself feeling less than pretty without it, take a moment to look in the mirror and remind yourself that true beauty comes from within. Makeup can enhance your features and make you feel powerful, but the real essence of beauty lies in your personality, your kindness, and the unique spirit that you bring to the world. So, embrace your natural self, and let makeup be the fun accessory it's meant to be. Celebrate your individuality and know that you are beautiful just as you are. Thank you for joining me on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment. If you enjoyed this message, consider following or subscribing for more uplifting content. Remember, you are enough just as you are.